Danganronpa.
In front of my microphone, so I have to assume that it's going fine. Right? Oh god, I'm paranoid. La 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 la. Okay. Oh boy. Alright, let's continue in. Actually, oh, I didn't move it down. There we go. Alright, so did I already set the skills? I did. Okay. I'm assuming I did. Let's open our e-handbook. So, it is the class trial. Hello, this is Chiak. We are back with Danganronpa. Goodbye, Despair. We have the second class trial, where I need to, go over... This makes me happy, because it means I don't have to talk that much. But I do need to go over all this information here. So the victim is Mahiru Koizumi. Estimated time of death is around 3 p.m. The scene of the crime where the body was discovered is inside the beach house at Chandler Beach. The cause of death is a single killing blow to the head with a blunt instrument. There are no other conspicuous external injuries and no trace of foreign substance such as drugs. The blood stain on the floor... Damn it. The blood stain on the floor had streaks leading to the roadside door, as if Mahiru had crawled through it. Footprints are found near the crime scene. The trail leads to the beach house and loops around towards the road. The footprints were Hyoko's. I don't know if it would be right to call her Tsundere. I feel like the music is so much louder lately. Sorry, I'm being paranoid right now, but... No? Same volume. It just seems louder. Okay. Oh, not presents. We don't have time for that right now. Treat bullets. Okay, let's go to the metal bat. This metal bat was found at the crime scene. Due to the bloodstains coating it, it's believed to be the murder weapon. The murder weapon used in the Twilight Syndrome murder case was a metal bat, too. There were a bunch of empty plastic bottles inside the trash can in the beach house. They were probably drinks from the refrigerator. I'm not sure why this would come into play. A mask of anime character, Sunwitch Esperito, found at the crime scene. A gummy candy found in the closet at the beach house. The beach house has a shower room, however, the shower was out of order and cannot be used. But there is an iron-barred window. The only window in the shower room. It can be opened, but due to its high location, it can't be accessed unless you hitch a piggyback ride from someone. In Twilight Syndrome murder case, a tipped-over fish tank was found in the music room where the first victim's body was discovered. Gravel and water were scattered everywhere. In Twilight Syndrome murder case, there was a broken window in the music room where the first victim's body was discovered. Normally, you can't leave the music room without passing through the entrance hall. Girl E, who appeared in Twilight Syndrome murder case, had her swimsuit stolen by someone. The ending prize was found in Mahiru's room. It consists of an envelope containing 4 photographs. There was also a letter included in the envelope that says, "Try playing Twilight Syndrome. After you get game over, press down 5 times for the real game. Once you do, you should remember what you all did to my sister. We'll talk then." One of the ending prizes, a picture of Mikan, Ibuki, and Hyoko at what appears to be an entrance hall. One of the ending prizes, a photo of a broken vase. Girl D showed Girl E this photo in Twilight Syndrome murder case. This vase was broken in the classroom next to the music room. One of the ending prizes, a crime scene photo of the victim after she was killed in the music room. One of the ending prizes, a crime scene photo of Girl E after she was killed. It looks like she was killed with a metal bat. Apparently, there were a lot of these inside Hyoko's rooms, each contained kids' gummies. The letter found inside Mahiru's pocket. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Hyoko. Mahiru received a blow to the head from behind and died instantly. Okay, just making sure I'm using all my skill points. I think I did that last time. I can barely remember. I really hope so. So, that's all the preparations we have. This is gonna be, I feel like this case is gonna be a lot more difficult. Just because it really isn't, to me, it isn't really cut and dry. Fuyuhiko? That's not, I'm combining two people's names together. But, the brother of the girl who was killed seems like the most likely suspect, but I kind of don't want to go for the most likely suspect, because that's usually in these crime cases, that's like, the only other evidence we had was that he was holding the folder. That was it. But otherwise, I'm still paranoid about my volume. I do not know if there was a mic setting change or whatever. But there's no one in to listen to tell me otherwise, so I guess we just have to go and do this.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh, no matter how many times I hear it, it's such a cruel rule.
Now then, let's first discuss the motive. That masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
What? Who cares about that game?
The outcome of this trial should be determined by whether or not we find Mahiru's killer.
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time.
Yeah, you're right. Then let's try discussing that first.
You might want to bring people up to speed of what you guys found.
I'm sure everyone who's beaten the game already knows that it's based on an actual murder case.
Some of us have not beaten that game. Give us a detailed explanation.
It means Twilight Syndrome Murder Case is a non-fiction game. Additionally, some of us are characters in that game too.
Some of us are characters in a video game?
So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first.
The characters in the game were Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, Girl D, Girl E, Boy F, and the high school girls who got killed at the beginning. By using the staff role after clearing the game as a reference, I should be able to figure out who's who. The first character the player was able to control was Girl A.
I see!
Girl A is probably Mikan Tsumiki.
Okay, let me see if I can remember things, because I don't remember everyone's personality. This is the problem with, like, recording a week afterwards. I think Girl B was the mean one, right? So that would be Hyoko. I think Girl C, they said she was the bubbly personality, so that's our musician whose name I can't remember right now, so hopefully that's not gonna bite. Ibuki, there we go, Ibuki. Then we have Girl D and Girl E. Girl D would be our victim, Mahiru. And so Girl E... I have no idea. Mahiru is the one... Girl D is the one who took the picture, so that should be Mahiru, right? Nah.
That timid tone. That definitely sounds like Girl A. Based on the list of names in the staff roll, I can't think of anyone else who would be Girl A.
Why am I in a video game? That's an infringement of my right to privacy!
Ha! A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights!
Ah, a nasty, trashy pig shit. I feel like I heard that in the game too.
Huh?
I see!
Girl B was short and foul-mouthed. She's probably Hiyoko.
Also, again, I'm not gonna be able to read it out loud because there's a time limit, so I gotta, like, and read it myself in my head and answer it quickly.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me!
Anyway, let's move on. Next is Girl C.
Okay. Oh, I think it gets a review.
I see!
Girl C is Ibuki.
Girl, see? Then I'll see you next Tuesday!
Okay, there's a murder case. Can you focus, Ibuki? Focus, please.
Let's move on to Girl D.
I see!
Girl D is Mahiru, the victim in this case.
Yeah, that's correct. Let's skip Girl E and talk about Guy F.
Okay, because I don't know who Girlie is.
I see!
Guy F?
Aren't you Guy F, Fuyuhiko?
Oh, right, it wants me to click.
I was in a game? That's fucking stupid.
Oh, don't act like you don't know.
That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was also Kuzuryu?
Another person?
It was one of the names on the staff roll. The names were Sumiki, Koizumi, Sayonji, Miyoda, Sato, Kuzuryu, and then another Kuzuryu.
A, B, C, D, E.
Hold on! Why do you keep saying there were two Kuzuryus?
Sorry, I'm like trying to figure out who Girl E's identity is, because I actually do not know.
It's not like I'm wrong. That's how it's written on the staff roll.
Who's Sato again?
Since you beat the game, you probably know what this actually means, right?
The reason Fuyuhiko's last name, Kuzuryu, appears twice is true. I have a hunch, but... What do you mean, but? To call me out like that, Nagito, you're definitely someone I shouldn't mess with. You already know this.
I can prove it with this! In the game, Guy F, Kuzuryu, mentions that he has a little sister.
What do you mean, little sister?
This is what Guy F said in the game.
That bitch. Oh, thank God I didn't
It's
read
pretty
it.
clear. There's no doubt that Guy F had a little sister. Plus, the sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice.
By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play? You probably noticed, right?
I don't really want to say it myself, but I need to move the conversation forward. The only character...
I see!
The dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the only person I can think of.
Based on Gaev's tone in the game, it's clear that Girl E is not his little sister. So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister.
Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a winning personality you've got there.
Winning personality? Are you praising me?
Guido, stop it, please.
I was being sarcastic, dumbass.
Hey, you said the game is a work of non-fiction. That means Fuyuhiko's little sister is...
Yeah, I have a little sister. Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with reality.
It's not just a game. It's definitely based on true events. That's why it's the motive.
Don't go making shit up, bastard! If she was the type to die easily, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago. I mean, when I first entered Hope Speak Academy, she was mouthing off to me as usual and sent me off.
Huh?
It happened just the other day.
About that, you're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories.
Shut the fuck up! You be quiet!
I see. So you're never gonna accept that that game is based on true events, huh?
Okay, so he's in denial about his sister's death.
Okay, I understand your attitude toward this class trial now.
Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a lot. Do you suspect he's the killer?
A mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping stone. That's why I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer.
Okay, you're starting to act weird again.
He was acting weird from the beginning, though. What are you talking about? He started acting weird way long before.
Anyway, now we've established who all the characters in the game are.
Girl A is Mikan. Girl B is Hiyoko. Girl C is Ibuki. Girl D is Mahiru. Guy F is Fuyuhiko. And the first victim in the game, that dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
Okay, I don't know why it's not hitting me. The reason why no one can place Girl E is because Girl E died.
That's just a story in a fucking game.
So Girl E won't be here because she's dead already before the proceeding of these events.
If so, then Girl E is Miss Sato.
Could it be? The same Miss Sato who likes white rice?
I don't know what Sato you're talking about, but I don't think she's relevant to this case.
Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name, since they're both really plain names.
What the heck? Is that a wild connection?
Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki.
And he also has a strange rivalry going on.
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game.
Okay.
Huh? What do you mean, mystery of the game?
Who killed Girl E?
My, you don't know. I heard that Girl E got killed.
What? No way! Is that true?
Getting killed is so violent, don't you know?
My, such awful times we live in. Why did this happen?
You guys are definitely friends.
So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E, correct?
Then let's hurry up and solve it! Let's first figure out why Girl E was killed.
The reason why Girl E was killed... No. Let's see, that's the first I've heard of this. Okay, I chose the wrong one. I should have read them more carefully.
Crap!
That's the first I've heard of it too. Everyone's staring. It looks like I made a fool of myself. Okay. Girl E. Girl E was the killer? Oh, Girl E was the killer. Oh my god.
I see!
I totally forgot about that. How did I forget about that?
The reason Girl E was killed is because she killed the first victim in the game.
which means Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead high school girl. What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was killed to avenge your little sister.
You're fucking persistent. I don't care what that game said at all. But... Is that true? Girl E, she killed the first victim?
Wow, won't even say... He's not saying... He's not confirming that the first victim was his little sister, but he is just avoiding connecting the victim with his sister's name.
In order to make that clear, we need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder.
It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance.
Okay, I was wondering how you became...
Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case.
Okay. Before... I don't want to click because I'm afraid it's going to like take me away because this is the first time. So girl A, B, C, D, ran up, locked door. The victim was by the window, broken window, water tank and gravel, and a broken vase in the next room.
I'm surprised you went to all this trouble.
Mapping is second nature to retro game fans.
Okay.
Classic dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping as you play is a basic.
We get it! Let's talk about that later so we can focus on the case.
Then, I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound of glass breaking. Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound. Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there. But the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from the office, and when the 5 of them were finally able to go inside, they found the victim's body, dead from a blow to the head.
Sorry, I'm thinking about it now. What was... I don't think we never actually confirmed what the murder weapon was in this case. Was she pushed and then she hit her head on the glass tank on the window? That's what I'm thinking right now. I don't know if they ever said. Let's continue on if they say anything.
Because the music room's window was broken, the girls thought the killer escaped through there.
Oh wait, but the broken glass is on the inside.
The sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that. Plus, Girl E's school swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that the escaped killer was some pervert. How does that sound?
Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at clearing games.
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real killer Girl E?
Obviously. Girlie was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
Did she lock the music room from the outside? Then she would have totally needed the key from the office.
Which means Girlie was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to lock the music room after she left it.
But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right?
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can exclude the possibility of there being a spare key.
You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girl E broke the window and escaped, and sprinted to the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived.
She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting if she tried to do that.
Then, forget this!
It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Okay, so it looks like we got ourselves a locker room mystery here.
Hey, is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet.
Based on the details of the game, it's no mistake that Girl E, who was waiting in the hallway, is the killer. Then, what did Girl E do after killing the girl inside the music room? Guess I need to clear that up first. Okay. I don't know where this is going. Hold on, that is a lot of things to look through.
After she killed the first victim in the music room, what did Girl E do?
She just broke the window in the music room and escaped outside.
So how did Girl E get from outside the school to the front of the music room?
To go back to the music room from outside, you need to go through the entrance hall.
Plus, at the entrance hall, the other 4 girls should have been there.
At the entrance hall, the girls heard the sound of the window shattering.
Okay, no, that
How was she able to get past those 4 and wait in front of the music room?
Okay, so I think it might be
She probably used a hidden passageway!
the broken vase.
Twilight's hidden passageway is the world's best!
What did Girlie do after the murder in the music room? I don't...
After she killed the first victim in the
This is why
music
I think
room,
this one's gonna be real.
What did
hard
Girl E
for
do?
me Because. Oh, sorry.
She just broke the window and escaped outside.
So how did Girl E get from outside to the front of the music room?
To go back to the music room, you need to go through the
Plus, at the entrance hall, the other 4 girls should have been.
At the entrance hall, the girl heard the sound of the window shattering.
No, that's wrong! First of all, the sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking.
If it wasn't the window, then what broke to make that sound?
A vase.
Vase? How low can you go?
After the murder, a broken vase was discovered in the classroom next to the music room.
So the sound of breaking glass that the 4 girls heard wasn't the music room's window. It was the sound of the vase breaking. Probably.
actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the 4 girls met in the entrance hall.
The murder was nearly finished?
Girl E killed the victim in the music room, broke the window, and went to the office to get the key. With that key, she locked the music room from the hallway, returned the key to the office, and went back to wait in front of the music room. All she had to do was break the vase in the next door classroom as the 4 girls met by the entrance hall.
Okay. First thing I'm going to ask is, why is she bringing attention to the murder?
To make them think the murder had just occurred and that the killer had just escaped.
So, when the 4 of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
I see! Now the mystery has been solved!
I wonder if they're going to explain that, because to me it makes no sense. Why is she drawing attention to the murder?
Wait a minute! The mystery hasn't been solved yet! You haven't determined what the murder weapon was yet!
Murder weapon? Yeah.
Who cares about the murder weapon? We found out who the killer was!
Not cool! I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you gotta stick with it to the end!
Is it the fish tank?
What the heck? You're so annoying!
Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit. Which means I'll feel disgusting!
You're the disgusting one!
The weapon is pretty unconventional! The answer was revealed in the game, though!
Hello, regulator. Yeah, this is like, why is she drawing attention? Okay, whatever. I'm assuming it's the fish tank, because that was the thing that was tipped over.
Now then, will you guys be able to figure it out?
Like, I'm wondering, like, did she push... Not that she, like, picked up the fish tank, but she pushed the girl and she hit her head or something. I don't know. If we're told we can't advance as long as we don't make that clear... Sorry, I didn't read the first part. I have to do it. I'll do it. What do you think the weapon is? I have no idea. Was I out of line just now? Now then, there's something I need to tell you regarding the white noise in the non-stop debates. some lines of white noise are actually very durable. You won't be able to destroy them in one shot. Durable white noise will chip away every time you shoot them with the silencer. But unless you completely destroy them, the time limit will not be replenished. By the way, if your difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear. It appears the bait is getting tougher, so I've obtained some very useful information. I've heard there's a guy named Gun something. Apparently, he has a skill that can increase the power of the silencer. Gun something. I wonder who it is. Was I out of line just now? Interesting. So it's literally helping us in terms of which of the cast can give us particular power-ups. Which, hilariously, out of coincidence, I think we're the furthest with him. That's just because I keep getting random animal pets as presents. Well then, good luck and have fun. Broken fish tank. This is what we're going for. Oh, it's right there. Okay.
A weapon inside the music room, huh? What about broken glass?
Oh, what
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Interesting.
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Was it blocked
Then the
by
piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale too?
How about beating her with gravel instead?
If it's a weapon that was used to beat them to death, it should have had bloodstains.
Was there a weapon with bloodstains on it?
She beat her to death with her fists!
Wait, so does that... Is it the swimsuit? Like, did she put gravel in this swimsuit and... I tried the fish tank thing, but I don't know if it got blocked by the white noise or... I wish I can like go over the options as I'm...
A weapon inside the music room, huh?
Maybe, okay.
What about broken glass?
Isn't the cause of death a blow to the head?
Then she attacked her with the fish tank.
That's too big to be a weapon.
Then the piano.
Why are you going even bigger?
The investigation conducts universal chaos.
It's on that big a scale too?
Oh my god.
How about beating her with gravel instead?
I agree with that.
Okay, that is definitely not the weapon I thought of.
I got it. The killer must have used gravel to attack the victim.
My goodness. I got it right. And I was just throwing things out there. Just as I thought! I'm chosen by the gods!
You're not chosen at all, and gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon.
What if the gravel was put inside some sort of bag?
A bag? What kind of bag?
If the weapon is something that appeared in the game, then so is the bag. And the only thing I can think of is the school swimsuit. If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, it'd make an effective weapon.
Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the ace attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea!
But for the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with one stone. To make people think the killer is some pervert, it makes sense for a school swimsuit to be stolen. And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it'd have to be disposed of later.
How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now?
This happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy.
But the real important talk begins now. Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D.
Girl D. You're talking about Mahiru, right?
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
The piece of face that became an important clue in the music room murder. Girl D got rid of it.
It's okay, I made her away.
And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D.
Okay, so not accomplice during the murder, but accomplice after the fact.
Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it, and they ended up getting into an argument.
And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her.
But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident. And from there, she couldn't go back. I somewhat understand that feeling.
Huh?
You can? That's pretty scary.
But Girl E was also killed by someone on the 4th day, or the game's last day. I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E?
Guy F.
I see!
It should have been Guy F.
A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning, hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister.
I'm less excited, Dundum.
But Guy F is...
What? It's just a story in a video game, isn't it?
That's all you can say. If that game is telling the truth, it'd be a huge problem for you.
Hey, clear this up for me. Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident?
That is... I'm terribly sorry, but...
They don't remember! That's obvious! Because their school memories were, like, totally stolen!
Even if I don't remember, I already know! It's obvious that guy is the killer! No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru besides a piece of shit menace to society like Fuyuhiko! Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy!
You sure do talk a lot of shit. Well, I'm used to it by now.
But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated.
No, the game and Mahiru's death are probably related because of this murder weapon.
I can prove it with this! I'm not sure the two events are unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed in the beach house, and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat.
I wonder if this is where the serial killer, because there's the mask. Is someone in the group secretly a serial killer?
There's no way we can ignore that connection.
Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim. Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right?
You better cut that out right now! There is no way a stupid game could be the motive!
You're dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as revenge!
If you keep making up your mind like that, we're just going to go around in circles. And it's true Fuyuhiko may look suspicious, but don't you think that'd be too obvious?
Way too obvious.
What are you...
I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer.
Trap? What do you mean?
The true killer played that game, and most likely found out about the relationships between the characters. That person could be using that knowledge to try to set up Fuyuhiko.
Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game motive as their cover?
Isn't that what happened, Hiyoko?
Huh?
Don't you understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer.
What is this? Like, I can only laugh. What are are you even saying, you nasty toilet-clogging bitch?
Okay. Footprints on beach. Okay, so far would be the footprints on the beach would be the best. I don't know where this is heading, but that seems like the most likely.
What are you saying, you four-eyed troll? Accusing me of killing Mahiru? You're so mean!
Why do you doubt Hyoko? Do you know where Hyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
That's not it? Make no mistake, Hyoko went to the beach house that was the scene of the crime. No matter what you say, the truth cannot be disputed.
Damn it!
But then, I'm not confirming things, okay?
What are you saying, you four-eyed troll? Accusing me of killing Mahiru? You're so mean!
Why do you doubt Hyoko? Do you know where Hyoko was today? She was at the beach house, the scene of the crime.
Oh, damn it.
But I didn't go to the beach house!
Okay.
No, that's wrong!
That was the thing I was countering. My bad.
Wait a minute. You should have been at the beach house, Hyoko.
Seriously, I told you I didn't!
But these footprints in the sand in front of the beach house, aren't they yours?
I don't have such ugly footprints! They're probably Mikan's based on how ugly they are. Don't decide that based on ugliness!
Huh. They're not Hyoko's footprints? That's strange. The footprint I collected from your room matches these footprints perfectly.
Collected? I never gave you permission to collect that, you nasty pedo!
Plus, the footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach house. Which means, when the owner of these footprints went inside the beach house, they used a different entrance.
A different entrance? Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was leaning against?
Are you saying when that person went inside the beach house, the body hadn't appeared yet?
The door was still accessible when they went in, and wasn't when they left. Which means something happened in between those two events. Isn't that right, Hyoko?
Ah! I remember now! I remember when I went to the beach house!
So you finally decided to confess.
I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine.
I've never heard of that daily routine before.
And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there on my morning walk.
I see. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case at all.
Don't believe her so easily, dumbass! She's obviously lying!
Huh? It's a lie?
People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves. If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove that I'm lying? There's no way a bunch of worthless idiots like you guys would be able to do that.
Okay. Make your arguments. This is the gummy bears, footprints on beach. Okay, I'm gonna assume it's this.
I did go to the beach house. But only during my morning walk.
No, that's wrong!
I wasn't expecting it to be the first thing that pops up.
Only during your morning walk, huh? Will you still claim that after you take a look at this letter?
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Hyoko Sayonji.
That letter! It's the one Mahiru had, right?
I see. So Hyoko was able to arrange a meeting with Mahiru by exchanging letters with her.
What is that letter? I'm serious, I don't know.
Oh, snap! I remember now! I totally saw you!
Huh?
Me and Hajime met up at the diner around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. I saw you about 30 minutes later, so it should have been around 3:30 p.m.
I see. So if she met Mahiru at 2:30 p.m., killed her, then ran away afterward, I think 3:30 p.m. is a reasonable time for you to have witnessed Hiyoko.
You're wrong! You're totally wrong!
Now that you mention it, you also passed by the diner, Fuyuhiko. So you should have seen Hiyoko too, right?
No, I didn't. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I wasn't even paying attention to the beach house. I went straight back to my cottage after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
For some reason, that sounds suspicious too.
It's the truth. Deal with it.
Just leave him alone. It'd be a waste of time to question him any further. Anyway, that letter in Kazuichi's testimony says it all. You were meeting up with Mahiru at the beach house.
Seriously? I don't know! I didn't even write that letter! I'm telling the truth! I really don't know!
Okay, so if she didn't write the letter, then that means the killer used it to lure her to the beach house. That's the only thing I can think of. And I don't know, if she takes morning walks, mind you, it's 2 something in the afternoon, so that's not really in the morning, but...
Is she really crying? Or is she faking it?
She's probably faking it.
We can assume she summoned Mahiru with the intention of killing her all along. That's why she wrote a letter to let her know where to meet, so the others wouldn't find out.
So that said, there was the gummy bear inside the closet. Or this, they say it's a closet, it looks more like a storage room to me, but the storage closet.
And then you went ahead to the beach house, hid yourself in a specific place, and waited for Mahiru. There's evidence for that too.
Here!
The place where Hiyoko was hiding. Are you talking about the closet?
Yes, that's right. The gummy candy we found on the floor is the evidence. Hiyoko, your favorite candy is gummies, correct?
What's a gummy? I've never eaten something like that before.
I have captured the true character of this mystery! Hiyoko, who summoned Mahiru to the beach house, hid inside the closet like a familiar. When she saw her chance, she attacked her like an evil spirit and left the beach house like a swift wind.
But Hiyoko miscalculated that Mahiru's body would be blocking the door at that time. Because of that, she was only able to leave from the beachside door and ended up leaving her footprints.
We have presented the proof! My 4 dark devas of destruction didn't even need to come out!
It's a trap! This is obviously someone's trap! Who's someone? Whose trap is it? It must be that one person. You know, the one with the mask, maybe? The one with the mask? There was a suspicious mask at the beach house, right? Whoever was wearing that could be the real killer.
You're the one who wore that mask and killed Mahiru, right?
There's no way I'd wear such a childish mask. Is your brain fried or something?
That is right. It cannot be Hiyoko. That mask belongs to Sparkling Justice!
Okay, you need to sound less excited too.
Huh? Sparkling what now?
Not time to fangirl, Sonia.
That mask says it all! Sparkling Justice is hiding on this island! Which means the legendary serial killer Sparkling Justice is the one who killed Mahiru!
Why, if you continue to say such foolish things, I shall tear you limb from limb.
Don't blame Miss Sonia! It's just a difference between cultures. Culture shock, you know?
Hiyoko, why don't you just admit it already? You're being unreasonably stubborn!
It's Oh, why can't you understand? I'm not the killer!
It's true that Yoko is suspicious, but there's something strange. Something doesn't make sense. I'm trying to think. So we still have the iron bars knife. Yeah, I can look through. Ha ha ha. Okay, so we went through that. So we have the trash can, which I'm not really sure how this will come into play. Shower room. There's the iron barred window. Everything else has to do. Gummy bag in Yoko's room. Okay. Mahiru received a blow to the head from behind and died instantly. Okay. Where is this gonna take us? I can't help but feel like we're being directed by someone. Make your argument? Okay, what are the truth bullets? Footprints on beach, trash can. Gummy bag, here we go. Maybe it's this.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt! You went to the beach house, right?
That is...
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy!
You waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the beach house!
At the time, the door facing the road was blocked by the body. So you were forced to flee from the beachside entrance.
And that's how you left your footprints!
Okay. Looks like everyone doubts Hiyoko. Is that really okay?
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
Okay, this one... It's a trap. I'm just trying to think of what of the other things could possibly...
Crap!
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt! You went to the beach house, right?
That is...
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy!
Oh, wait, maybe this is for the gummy bag. Oh,
You
wait.
waited for your chance to kill Mahiru. And afterward, you fled from the beach house!
At the time, the door facing the road was blocked by the body. So you were forced to flee from the beachside entrance.
Okay, so maybe...
And that's how you left your footprints!
Okay, let's just try this again.
I shall render my verdict upon this mystery's conclusion. Hiyoko is the sinner who killed Mahiru!
I'm telling you, it's a trap!
There's no doubt! You went to the beach house, right?
That is...
And weren't you also hiding in the closet? So that's when you dropped the gummy!
No, that's wrong! About that gummy, did Hiyoko really drop it?
The only one childish enough to eat gummies is that midget over there.
You're a midget too, you know. You're the one who worries about never getting taller.
It's true Hiyoko likes to eat gummies, but she only eats a specific brand.
The brand of gummies you eat only have strawberry, melon, grape, and orange flavors, right?
Huh? But what about the lemon flavor? The gummy at the crime scene was yellow, so it obviously looked like it was lemon flavored.
Okay, I actually did not make that connection.
Huh? That gummy is yellow? Then it's not mine! The ones I eat don't have any yellow gummies!
What?
That's right. None of the gummy bags in her cottage had any yellow ones.
Then we can't assume Hiyoko is the one who dropped that yellow gummy.
See? Didn't I tell you? It's definitely a trap! Damn it! Who would set a trap like this? I'll get my revenge! I'm gonna bop you on the head with all my might!
Hold on, you little bitch! You think you're in the clear just because of a little gummy? Don't be stupid, I'm not done backing you into a corner yet!
Okay. Footprints on beach, yellow gummy, gummy bag. I do not know where this is going.
We're not done with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge piece of evidence left!
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence. And we can thank Mahiru for it!
What does that mean?
Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and blocked the door to the road. Thanks to her, we have the evidence we need!
That's wrong! I left those footprints during my morning walk!
We're not done with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge piece of evidence left!
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house,
I
right?
think this is the blocking of the door.
It's true,
maybe?
that's an important piece of
She was
evidence.
hit from behind. How she
And we can
propped
thank
against the
Mahiru
door.
for it!
What does that mean?
Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and blocked the door to the road. Thanks to her,
Oh,
we have the evidence we need!
I think it is the last ounce of strength.
That's wrong! I left those footprints during my morning walk!
Okay, let's see this again.
We're
this
not done
time.
with Hiyoko yet! There's still a huge piece of evidence left!
You're talking about the footprints near the beach house, right?
It's true, that's an important piece of evidence. And we can thank Mahiru for it!
What does that mean?
Mahiru used her last ounce of strength and...
No, that's wrong! Mahiru didn't block the door. Her death was instant.
Instant death?
According to my autopsy, yes, there's no doubt that Mahiru died instantly.
If you keep making shit up, I'll fucking kill you!
I'm sorry!
Ryuhiko, you cannot do that. Only a coward threatens women.
I'm pretty sure her death was instant, too. I mean, her injury was only a single blow. That's why Mahiru isn't the one who blocked the door. Someone else used her body to block it.
Someone else?
The killer, of course. They're the one who blocked the door with Mahiru's body. That's why there were bloody drag marks left on the floor.
But why did the killer block the door?
Just ask Hiyoko. She's the killer after all.
Seriously, that's not true!
Let's assume Hiyoko is the killer. Wouldn't that mean she's also the one who dragged the body? If she handled a body that bloody, I think her clothes or skin would have been stained with blood.
Huh? But when I saw her, she was clean.
See? I told you I wasn't the killer! Yay! With this, my innocence has been proven!
I won't let you look down on me!
Oh, what's this?
We haven't decided that yet!
Okay, hold on. This is where I... Class trial discussion. Oh, I was hoping for the controls. Controls? If this is like the argument thing.
Hey, Fuyuhiko. Why do you keep insisting that Hyoko is the killer?
Shut up! I'm telling you, she's the killer! That little bitch is definitely the killer!
Is it for Yuhiko? Okay. Maybe it's entrance to the beach house? I don't know.
If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hyoko did it! She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body! Hyoko is the only killer I can think of! If Mahiru didn't block the door, then Hyoko did it! She killed Mahiru and blocked the door with her body! Hyoko is the only killer I can think of!
If Hyoko moved the body, then she should be covered in blood.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the... After she moved the body, she just washed it off in the... The fact that Hyoko was at the beach house can be proven by the footprints in the sand!
Okay.
Did you get all that, you bastard?
Failed that part. The shower room isn't working.
So what, dumbass? There's a shower room inside the beach house. After she moved the body, she just washed it off in the shower.
Allow me to cut through those words! No, washing it off in the shower is impossible, because the shower in the beach house was out of order.
Out of order?
I'm terribly sorry. I haven't had any time to actually repair it.
Then maybe she took her clothes off to move the body, and when she was done, she put them back on.
Are you saying I did something that perverted?
Also, she doesn't know how to put it on properly. She needs Mahiru's help.
I see.
Listen to me, Fuyuhiko. Hyoko mentioned this before.
I can't help it. I can't tie my kimono sash by myself.
Which means Hyoko can't change by herself. It's impossible for her to put on and take off her clothes.
What?
Oh yeah, she couldn't even tie her sash on her own. That's why she couldn't take a bath and smelled bad.
I didn't smell, and it only smelled a little.
Oh, wasn't changing inside the beach house prohibited in the first place?
Yes, if you broke the rules, I'm pretty sure Monokuma wouldn't have kept quiet.
Damn right! I'm such a stickler for the rules that even safari park rangers want nothing to do with me!
If she didn't change her clothes, then what did Hyoko do with the blood that got on her?
Like I've been saying, the blood wasn't on me in the first place, because I never touched Mahiru's body!
Hey, if you think about it the other way around, does that mean whoever was covered in blood is suspicious? Cause if so, I believe Akane was soaked with blood when we all met up to go to the beach.
Didn't I tell you that was cause I got beat up by Coach Nekomaru?
I can attest to that. If I hadn't gotten that rough with her, she never would have backed down.
Doubting me, of all people. You got some nerve. All right, I'll bend your body in half so you're stuck in a bowing position for the rest of your life.
That actually sounds pretty cool!
The hell it does!
Hey, more importantly, I'm okay now, right? It's okay that I'm not the killer?
Yeah, seems like it.
See, I already told you. There's no way I'd kill Mahiru. 'Cause Mahiru taught me how to wear a kimono, and she was very, very kind. There's no way I would kill a nice person like her! Why wouldn't you believe me earlier? You guys are stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Hyoko, please don't cry. Everything Pig Barf! I hope you get a hangnail and die! I'm sorry for being Pig Barf!
More importantly, Fuyuhiko's behavior earlier was definitely strange. Getting so worked up and accusing Hiyoko of being suspicious. Could it be, does he actually have something else in mind?
Hey, Hiyoko. Now that our suspicions have been addressed, can you tell us the truth?
Huh?
Even though you're not the killer, you still went to the beach house, right?
She would have been the first one to discover body, and I believe the announcement only goes off after 2 people?
Like I said, it was a trap!
Yeah, I got that already, so... Can you give us the details about that trap?
I would like to know too. It might lead to some kind of clue.
Fine. You want me to talk, huh? Earlier this morning, Mahiru was the one who came up to me. She asked if we could meet up later.
Huh? But didn't you say earlier?
She never talked to me at all. Man, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to ask me such an easy question.
Damn it! So that was a lie?
'Cause I thought it'd be doubted if I admitted it. So I figured it was better not to say anything.
So, what was your answer to Mahiru's invitation?
I told her it was fine. I mean, I didn't have a reason to say no. Unlike everyone else here, Mahiru was someone I wasn't embarrassed to be seen with.
You always have to say something snide.
At the time, we were supposed to meet around 2 p.m., but... Around noon, there was a letter inside my mailbox.
A letter?
Yeah, this one!
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier. Is it okay if we change the place? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island. The time is still the same at 2 p.m. Seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Mahiru Koizumi. What?
I saw this letter and went to the beach house at that time.
Doesn't clearly contradict the other evidence.
I can prove it with this! This letter. Doesn't it look like its contents are different from the letter Mahiru had?
Okay, to change the time and place, I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m.
Mahiru's letter said to meet at 2:30 p.m. But in Hiyoko's letter...
2 p.m.
Whoa! The meeting times are off.
It's also strange that both letters wanted to change their meeting spot to the beach house. It would be plausible if one of them said it, but for both letters to say the same thing?
Hiyoko, since you wrote it, what do you think?
Like I said, I never wrote the letter! How many times do I have to tell you?
It's safe to say the letter was forged by the killer, but which letter did the killer forge? Here's the heart, because the strange thing to me is that the one that was sent to Hiyoko was an earlier time. Was she the intended victim? No, wait. Huh? $2 p.m.
I see!
Okay, both were. Okay.
The killer must have forged both letters.
The killer forged them so they could manipulate their actions. Yeah, that's how we should think about it.
That seems very likely. In fact, if you compare both letters... Confirmed! Just as I assumed, the handwriting is the same. The content of the letters matches too.
Like this part. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. This part, it seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. And this part, let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while.
Now the real question is, what were they meeting about?
The killer forged both of those letters!
In doing so, they were able to control Hiyoko and Mahiru to do their bidding, like a netherworld puppeteer.
So they completely tricked me. And then Mahiru's killer! How mean! Give me back Mahiru!
Really? This is really terrible. I've offered to help so many times, but the killer this time didn't discuss their plan with me at all. It's all my fault. I'm so ashamed of being unreliable.
That's what you're worried about, huh?
Here we go again. Once we let our guard down, this happens. We can just lightly punch him to death later.
So based on what the letter said, you went to the beach house at 2 p.m., right, Hiyoko?
What's most important is what happened afterward. What on earth happened there?
I fell asleep! Why'd you fall asleep? It's not like I wanted to. I think I was forced to get a whiff of some kind of medicine or something.
Medicine?
That medicine, could it be? Did they get it from the drugstore? I thought that place seemed unsafe. They even have prescription medicines laying out in the open.
If you were aware of that from the start, you should have done something about it.
I'm sorry. When I woke up, I was inside a small closet. And when I rushed out, I saw Mahiru's body.
And that's why you ran out of the beach house in such a panic!
I was scared. It was really, really scared. Really scared that I couldn't help, but...
The killer probably planned to frame Hiyoko from the start. And for that reason, they summoned Hiyoko before Mahiru, put her to sleep, and shoved her inside the closet.
So their reason for blocking the door with Mahiru's body was to make Hiyoko leave her footprints as evidence.
Everything was done to frame Hiyoko as the killer. That's horrible! I didn't do anything wrong, and I was framed by Mahiru's killer!
Hiyoko, please do not cry. We believe you.
Is it really okay to believe her so easily? She might be faking those tears, you know.
This'll never end if you keep being so suspicious.
Isn't that what a class trial is all about?
Well, I have to agree with you, Hiko, on that one.
The only way to survive is to be suspicious. This is where we go to thoroughly doubt each other. So if you believe in each other so easily, then there's definitely something wrong with you.
You're wrong, Fuyuhiko. We aren't supposed to doubt each other here. We're supposed to work together. The class trial is where we cooperate with each other, work hard, and aim for victory. The killer and everyone else. Two hopes attempting to grasp the one true hope. Two hopes clashing with each other is poetry in motion. That is what a class trial should be.
Seriously, which side are you on?
I'm on the side of the absolute hope that can overcome any despair. And I believe that absolute hope exists at the point where two hopes clash.
Your stance is neither white nor black, but gray, and you do not yearn for your life, or even for victory.
Jeez, I wish he'd just side with the enemy already so I can believe what he's saying!
Let's stop. Believing every little thing Nagito says is a waste of time.
Yeah, we need to figure out who Mahiru's killer is.
There should be a new clue contained in what Hiyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone.
Yup. The debate proceeds when you assume you can believe each other. Good job. That's the right way. That's the splendid power of teamwork. Hey, what do you think of that, Monokuma? I'm not gonna let you have the outcome you want.
I like how she was able to raise one of her arms in like celebration, yet now she's had to tuck back into the rope.
Hey. Hey. Whoa. He's sleeping.
Now she's got both arms back out.
Dumbasses. You bastards don't know anything. If you're stupid enough to trust each other, the only thing waiting for you is the bitter truth.
Bit of truth, that may be true, but even so, we can't just stand around here all day. Even if what lies ahead is a cruel ending, the only thing we can do is move forward. Because unless we reveal who among us is Mahiru's true killer, there's no way we'll survive. Okay, so that's like the halfway point.
Well now,
Now that the class trial has reached its climax, I would like to present the answer right here, right now.
Hey!
You're gonna spoil who the killer is? If I reveal the answer before everyone's ready, they'll all be shocked. They'll all feel despair. You can't. That's seriously a big no-no. But spoiling it right now is innovative, don't you think? The club president and I are powerless against innovation. Who's the club president? So, without further ado, the answer is... Yeah, you can't. Everyone please close your eyes and cover your ears.
correct! You say Nanu in German when you're surprised.
I don't know what you're talking about, but somehow it feels wrong to me.
Would you like to save? Yes, I would. Let's save it here. Alright. Recess. Back from recess. Back.
I'm Mon Ami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. To think that the person who killed the wonderful Mahiru Koizumi is in this room.
The question I have right now is, what does that have to do with the bottled drinks? Like what, did they wash themselves of blood with the drinks and the thing?
Impossible! Impossible! That's so impossible! There's no way I can believe that! Oh, I can't do anything! How annoying! But I'm just gonna believe in everyone. That's the least I can do. Everyone do your best. Don't lose to yourselves. And don't forget to save regularly.
Well, now that we've decided to believe Hyoko, now what?
If the killer was luring Hyoko into a trap, then something that was used there might be a clue.
Do you mean the letter?
No, it was probably the gummy.
Huh? Candy can be a clue?
Hey, when you woke up, was the gummy already there?
Now that you mention it, I feel like it wasn't.
I mean, I don't know how you're gonna notice that, but sure, whatever.
Just as I thought.
Just as you thought?
If the killer planted evidence while Hyoko was there, she would have thrown it away if she found it.
Which means the gummy was placed inside the closet after Hyoko fled from the beach house?
The killer returned to the scene of the crime? After I left?
They wouldn't have to do something that troublesome as long as they hid somewhere within the beach house.
That's impossible! There's nowhere to hide! I even glanced inside the shower room as I was running away, but there was nobody there!
Then, does that mean the killer came back?
I wonder.
Okay, the iron bars.
At any rate, the solution to that problem is connected to what really happened. That's what I think.
I want to play a new game. Is that what you're thinking when... If so, we prepared the perfect product for you. Oh god. You will dive into your own brain and logically discern the mysterious answer for several questions. It's called the logic dive. Oh god. During the logic dive, you will control a version of yourself created from an image within your brain. Your task is to reach the goal, the final destination of your synapses course. You can move sideways with the mouse and accelerate with the control keys. Press the right mouse button to brake and the left mouse button to jump. There will be various obstacles you will encounter as you progress through the course. So make sure you're familiar with these controls so you can reach the goal. On your journey, you'll take damage every time you fall into a gap or bump into a wall. Also upon reaching a certain point, there will be a branching question in the course. The answer splits into different paths, so please proceed down the path of the answer you think is correct. Branching questions will appear several times in one course, please be careful. I highly recommend that you make good use of the brake. That's my medicine advice to you. If you press escape, you can review the controls. Good luck. This might be a very important problem. The killer tampered with the evidence after Hiyoko ran away from the beach house. When did the killer arrive and depart from the beach house? Think. If I just focus and think about it, I'm sure I'll be able to find the answers. Alright, I'm gonna do it. Okay, let's see what this is. What in the world? Then we can speed up. Okay, so this will actually make us go faster. Okay, just want to see what the jump was. Ooh. Don't need to... Question 1. When did the killer arrive at the beach house? Maybe? I'm not really sure. Oh, after... Oh, wait, it's too late. I mean, it's not like I can go anywhere else. Wah! Okay. So, that lets me know whether it's right or wrong. Okay, let's speed up. Okay, so there is a right and wrong answer. Okay. Ooh, going a bit too fast. Question 2, when did the killer leave the beach house? Okay. After Hiyoko left. The thing is, like, I still don't quite understand the events. Oh, I jumped too early. Okay. Interesting. Oh boy. Propellers. Okay. God, this is getting flashbacks to Batman. Where was the killer hiding while Hiyoko was unconscious? The beach or the beach house? Can't be the beach house. Am I going to choose the wrong? I literally chose the wrong answer 3 for 3. What the? Okay. I mean, I got that wrong on all. On all. I literally got the wrong answer. Yeah, 3 for 3. Great.
It's all coming together!
Yes, it's all coming together now.
Do you think the killer might have been hiding?
You spent all that time thinking just to say something so pointless. How disappointing. Didn't I just say there was nowhere to hide? Do I have to explain it in another language so you can understand?
Her personality got a hell of a lot more forceful once she stopped being a suspect.
No, there should have been a place for them to hide. A place you didn't look, Hiyoko.
What are you saying? Stop being annoying or I'm gonna make Akane bop you on the head and shut you up for good!
I'm literally trying to solve this case here. Would you just let me, please? I really don't want this to happen to me. I need to answer it, but by any means. Don't tell me it was in here. That's why they got rid of the drinks.
Crap!
Okay. So it's a
Crap!
what?
Here! The killer was probably hiding in the closet.
The closet? That's where I was locked up!
After you woke up, you said you rushed out of there, right? Then you probably didn't look inside the closet very carefully.
Okay, but she didn't look inside the closet very carefully. How is she supposed to know it's about the gummy bear?
But could two people even hide in such a small place? And without Hiyoko knowing?
That's why the killer made sure to arrange a hiding place.
The killer made sure to arrange a hiding place in the vents. I can only think of one place. It's the surfboard? That's right. The place where the killer was hiding in the closet was...
Here!
I didn't know that timer seems to start up before my mouse
What about the
does.
surfboard case in the closet? I'm pretty sure they could have hidden in there.
Huh? Inside the surfboard case?
But the shelf it was on, it was pretty messy, don't you think? 2 surfboards were stacked on the top shelf, and there were surfboards that weren't even in a case. The killer probably did that on purpose to secure a hiding place. 'Cause we haven't been on this island that long, so the closet shouldn't have been that messy, I think.
Then, the killer was close to me during that time?
Please don't cry.
Yeah, they were quietly holding their breath and hiding very close to you.
It's kinda like in for a penny, in for a pound, so to speak.
Don't you mean it's always darkest under the lighthouse?
I shouldn't say things I don't understand, like, so to speak.
Anyway, the killer hid silently, and after making sure Hiyoko left, they finally left the surfboard case.
I agree with that as well.
Seriously, nobody asked what you think.
There's no way the killer would leave Hiyoko by herself if they were trying to frame her. If Hiyoko was left alone and ruined the evidence the killer had planted, it would have messed up their plan. Instead, it makes more sense to think that the killer was hiding in the beach house, watching Hiyoko.
Saying whatever you want, even if we didn't ask. Alright, if you don't want to friggin' get punched, just stand still and let me punch ya! Oh, you shut up. Then, grit your teeth.
Sorry, Akane. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma. Can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time. As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right?
Oh, it's 3 or more people?
Is the killer also included? Among those 3 or more people?
Yeah, that's true, but, well, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Jeez! You're pretty annoying for noticing something like that! I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction. It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Jeez, fine! You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
Well, that presents something, doesn't it? It doesn't include the killer. So we know Hyoko's one of them. Soda is the last person to find the body. He would be the 3rd person.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
Is it saying that the killer had an accomplice?
You're the one who went on a tangent!
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
And after Hyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be alright. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too.
Don't tell me it's the...
Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Is it really the liquid, the trash, the bottles in the trash can? Now then, shall I explain to you the final feature in the non-stop debates. From this point forward, you will now be able to use the truth flashback. What? If you hold down the left mouse button, the shape of the reticle will change. If you aim at the remark's weak spot and keep it in that position, you will be able to memorize it. This memorized phase can only be fired once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change to a different truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or mistake in your available truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flash back? Well, you'll just have to trust your keen wits, won't you? By the way, you will not be able to agree with anyone while you're using the truth flashback. Okay, please remember that it is only effective when refuting points. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. So obviously at this point we're gonna have to use the truth flashback. And it only gives us a shower room. Makes it really easy to let us know.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
What?
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare...
Sorry, I just want to quickly get
It would definitely clog the toilet!
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
I know it's not that, but I just...
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
I know it's not that. I'm just having a really... Because they keep talking about the wetsuits, but like... Maybe, okay, maybe that's the statement I need to get as a truth bullet. Maybe they use something else as a shower and then refute Fuyuhiko's claim.
Damn it! What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
Fuck.
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet!
In the meantime, get ourselves some time
Maybe it's
here.
the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
Really don't want to hit the statement?
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Your statement's so slow. Okay, so now
What
we
did the
have
killer
this.
do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right?
Okay, wait, no, I'm here.
So washing it off would have been impossible.
No! No! Oh my god.
Damn it!
That thing covered it up. I forgot about that.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed...
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
Here we go.
They cut it up and floosh.
This time I have to be careful.
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet!
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body?
Let's get this time.
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
Okay. And this time let's be careful.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower.
Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
If they used something other than the shower...
What did they do with the bloody wetsuit?
They cut it up and floosh.
Wait, did I...
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet!
Sorry, I completely forgot.
Maybe it's the other way
For some
around?
reason I was thinking it came later on. I don't know why my
Perhaps
brain
someone
just
other than the
hijacked
killer
it.
moved the body?
Well, let's
Maybe they
continue
were
getting
able to
this.
wash it off.
My bad. Lost of focus there. Or I confused myself.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
Or so
They
concentrated
couldn't
on
use the
getting
shower,
these,
right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Finally. Finally. God. That's a dumb
If they
mistake
just
on my
needed to
part.
wash off the blood, they didn't necessarily have to use the shower. They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
Okay.
I see!
The drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it.
Whoa.
In theory, but that's impossible.
Why?
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
Okay, why are you coming at me with this? Okay, I'm gonna assume it's this.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator. However, try thinking about one bottle drink. It wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down!
Okay.
We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Allow me to cut through those words! No, there were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Oh, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
Huh? You should have said so sooner! Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be...
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
Because Pecco's the one who came in wet.
See? Just as I thought.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Is that true?
Let me ask. Who might that be?
The killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that splattered onto them. That killer, Mahiru's killer. Must that person be... Where are you? God, you were on the other direction, weren't you?
You're the only one! Pecco, is it you?
Hey! What are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer!
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
Hajime, Kazuichi, why are you two here? Hey, aren't you breathing pretty heavily? I just did a little swimming.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent! Say something!
Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right? So maybe she really was swimming!
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on, that's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the hotel after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer! We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
Now that you mention it, you're right.
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Pecco is.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
We might have an answer.
Huh?
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
Okay, that would be the iron bars.
I see!
Or a small window in the shower room.
If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is... Well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
I wonder, like, did Fuyuhiko hire, quotation marks, hire Peko to do this? I'm trying to see how he's involved.
Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it!
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone?
She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside!
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
Littering? Okay. Apparently, disposing of potential murder assistant objects is also littering.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window!
No, they just have to use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object.
So it's like Peko's sword?
I see! You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body.
Huh? Peko was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object?
Sword case?
And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
I feel like you've been traumatized very much as a child.
No! Please don't be violent!
Even if the killer used an object to escape out of the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So, the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hidden somewhere. If that's the case... Focus and think. Oh no, we're having another logic dive? Oh, Hangman's Gambit. Okay. Hold on. I need to re-look at... Catch, release. The right mouse button is to catch and release. Left mouse button is to send to keyword. Concentration. Cursor special move. What? What is that? Fast forward, display, hide problem. Okay, so mainly use the right mouse button. I'm hoping. I really don't know. No. No, it's not S. What is this? What is the question again? What did the killer use to escape out the window in the shower room? I literally have no idea. Okay. What is this word? Like, literally. Be... Just release this here. Okay. I don't know what this word can be. That's the problem I'm having right now. Okay. Bamboo? Oh! Bamboo sword. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, I need another... Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, now it's just S. That was what I was trying to write the first time. E and O. Actually, I was wondering, is there a way where I can like, keep that? Actually, that's risky though. Can you give me an O anytime, please? Thank you. D? Actually, I don't trust that. Okay, that's why I need to get rid of things. Just in case they interact with something else coming in from the edge. A D, anytime. Thank you. God.
I got it!
Peko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly, you had it then too. Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
You know, that never actually crossed my mind. Like, why, if she went swimming, was she swimming with that on her? Unless, I mean, you could say that she placed it in a certain area and then came back where she's, no wait, but then she even said, okay.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
Yeah, Peko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily! Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Now's the time to be excited!
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, do you have anything to say?
Now then, the time has come once again. No! Panic talk action. Oh my god. Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time. Okay, so this is the one where I have to make sure I release on the points instead of hitting them like last time. Kind of reverse. From this point on, you will be able to use fever time by pressing the space key during PTA. When fever time is activated, the tempo will be pushed to its max. Do I want to do that? But that's not all. You won't miss during fever time either. Oh. By pressing the left mouse button when applicable, you can destroy your opponent's verbal assault, but only until your focus gauge runs out. So make the best possible use of your time. Of course, you're not the only one who can get the upper hand. There's something called nega time that your opponent can use too. If your opponent activates nega time, your tempo marker will disappear and make it quite difficult to press the buttons in rhythm. So in that case, please time the rhythm not with your eyes but with your ears and your passionate heart. If you can't clear it, you can always change the difficulty. Don't mock me. I'm not going to tell them that they'll have to redo the class trial for that chapter if they do that. Well then, good luck and have fun.
But, hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass!
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Yuhiko, why? Why are you... God, I hate this.
Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Bastard! Got proof, you bastard? I'll sell your fucking organs! You're pissing me off! You're pissing me off! Bastard! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
This is the end! If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword bag. When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword back to it. And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her, she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag too. She used them both to escape. Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman.
So was the sword also the murder weapon then?
Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan.
No! You just back off!
Is it true? Did you really kill Mahiru?
Hold on! You're just making assumptions! You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof! Got it, you bastard?
It's fine.
Huh?
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
She admitted it just now, right? She admitted she's Mahiru's killer, right? But is this right? Even though Yuhiko was the one arguing with us, Peko just admitted it so freely.
Among flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least. Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
Can it wait until after the voting?
This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's about Peko's motive.
My motive?
In the end, you had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right? Then, why did you kill Mahiru?
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question, I must say it was for the sake of justice.
Huh?
Justice?
In order to protect the justice of this world.
Look at that smile on her face. She's a serial killer.
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. There is only one reason I kill. For the sake of protecting justice.
You... What are you saying?
Look at Sonya. She's so excited.
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of. Justice is the eternal sun, and the enduring moon, the protective father, and the smiling mother.
Hello! Earth to Pecco!
If justice ever disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze, and people's smiles would vanish. I will not allow that!
It's fine, just stop it!
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
I'm telling you to stop it!
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice.
This is... Could she be...
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil. Justice complete!
It's an odd look. It's an interesting choice for look.
The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling justice!
That's even a little angry emotion.
Now then, let's execute justice!
Okay.
What? What the fuck?
Pecco, what are you doing?
I am sparkling justice!
Also, does she have that mask on her the entire time?
In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice!
What's going on? What's this? Chill!
Pecco finally snapped!
Everyone, please be careful!
You want to explain what's going on, please? Because you definitely know.
Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice. Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals. She is supposed to be... but... Huh?
An ally of justice? So that's why you're wearing a mask!
This mask is the dividing line. Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp. Justice should also be the same.
Sorry, I wish I could like show my mouse, but just like throwing the star.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy.
What? What the heck is this? Pecco is the killer. Why is it turning out like this?
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events! Hey.
Monokuma is like, who cares about justice?
Hey! Now's not the time for you to be sleeping! Take a look! It's a killer!
Oh. Monami, he's seen a ton of those.
Hey. Hey. This again? Huh? Sleepwalking?
So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru?
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow. Evil must be eliminated immediately.
Okay.
No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Then, the reason you killed Mahiru was...
To protect justice, of course.
Oh my god.
In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword.
Uh-huh.
And executed justice.
God, how many times can you say justice?
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical psychopath!
She's so gross!
Peko, is this your true identity?
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am. It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important.
God, I really can't. I just can't take her seriously with that mask on, with his tongue sticking out.
I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice!
Sorry, I'm just like looking. I was like, what is the red? Because sometimes it gets bigger and sometimes not. I just realized the like little eye holes of the mask. He's showing her own red eyes. Oh. Oh wow, you went off.
Oh! I can't stand this anymore! Let's just end this farce already!
End it? He's right. We need to end this already. The killer, in the end, was no mistake that it was Peko all along.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
This is my favorite part. Yes! This is the one thing I love about the class trials. Okay. Beach house. I'm not sure about that one. Okay. Then we have that. Mikan arrives at the beach house. Hiko's still sleeping. Yoko wakes up. Hiko seems to made a promise to someone. So maybe it's this one here. Okay. Okay, the next one to arrive. Killer dude next to the body. Okay. Let's see. Hold the metal bat. Hyoko arrives at the beach house. Killer went inside the surfboard case. Huh? Missed it, that's why. Okay, that's just the image. So this is probably the sword bag, right? Alright. So... Khan arrives. Killer leave next to the body. Then we have... Now it's time to wash off the blood. We have... Oh wait, the footprints, my bad. In the closet.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
Alright.
The incident began this morning when Mahiru spoke to Hyoko.
Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Justice is embedded in my head now. Justice! Anyway, the incident began this morning when Mahiru spoke to Hyoko.
Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome murder case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Hyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer. The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said, and was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait. After putting Hyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet, so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon, the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the metal bat. I was like, did she get killed with a bamboo sword? But we already discussed the metal bat. My bad.
The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath. According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body. They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator.
Okay, I was actually thinking about it, like, wouldn't they get blood if they're trying to get the bottles out? But she already pre-prepped it, where the bottles are in the shower room.
We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can. Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else. After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hyoko was in. The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hyoko wore off, and she woke up. I can imagine how badly Hyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect, Hyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hyoko. Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route, the small window in the shower room. However, That window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window while holding the sword bag in their hand. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
I see. And what of it?
I suddenly know what to title this particular set as, but...
She's like, totally cool with it!
I haven't done anything to be ashamed of.
What are you saying? You killed Mahiru!
Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice! That's no reason to condemn me.
Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch!
There's no way you can kill me. Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
What are you saying?
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important. Understand?
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna... This may seem very odd. But I'm taking a photo of this just because I want to get this little emoticon thing for reasons. Reasons you understand, please. Don't question me. Okay, continuing on.
I don't get it! I don't get it at all!
Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on. In order to keep justice, to keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice! If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world?
Justice?
Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice!
Oh my god, please stop saying justice.
Hurry and carry on justice!
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed!
For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable.
A few sacrifices? That's...
Just realized Monokuma is just sleeping in the background there.
Don't worry. The justice that you give your life to protect will never go to waste.
I can't stand her anymore! Let's vote already and execute her!
However, before we do that...
Monokuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
Ah! He finally woke up!
I've heard your story! Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares? Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong?
Sorry,
Such heart-pounding excitement!
Pardon me, can we please have a little more time?
Oh, what?
Pardon me. Can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion.
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over?
Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange.
I mean, there is the question still of who was the third person that discovered the body.
Strange? What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer.
That is true. However,
As a serial killer enthusiast, you're wondering if Petco is really sparkling justice, am I right?
Hey, Miss Sonia isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most.
That makes her an enthusiast!
Honestly, it felt strange to me too. I mean, there's a distinct difference between what we know about sparkling justice and Petco, right?
Distinct difference?
You know, Sonia describes sparkling justice like this.
justice complete! The center of justice that is pierced by justice! The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky! That would be me! Sparkling Justice!
What the heck was that? That is Sparkling Justice catchphrase. An unknown serial killer has a catchphrase. I read it in the magazine in the library. There has only ever been one person, a journalist, who has interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article was written in their native language, so I tried translating it. I see, so that's what it was. I think I got the difference between...
I see! That's right. According to what Sonia said,
The article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it.
if she had it translated, that means it wasn't written in English, right?
Huh? Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish. So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well. Which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both...
From Spain?
What?!
All this time, I completely misunderstood. When I first heard about those serial killers, Genocide Jack and Sparkling Justice, I just assumed both serial killers were from the same country. But that wasn't the case. If so...
Peko, you're not Sparkling Justice. There's no way that's possible.
Or, if you insist that you're Sparkling Justice, can you try saying that catchphrase in Spanish?
Would you be able to do that?
It appears that the time has come for this mask to come off. However, that's perfectly fine. It's no longer necessary. And even if you find out now, it's too late for you all to do anything about it. My duty has already been finished. My duty as a tool has already been completed in full.
Uh-huh? Looks like she's back to normal?
That mask has fulfilled its purpose, just as I have.
What do you mean? Fulfilled its purpose? Too late? What are you getting at?
Now that you've already cast your votes, is what it means.
Huh?
Hey, be clearer! We're asking you what your purpose was!
I have no purpose. I am just a mere tool.
Tool? What do you mean?
She called herself a tool, which means someone else used her then?
Of course. A tool cannot do anything on its own.
There's that smile again.
I see. I finally understand. Well, I did have a sneaking suspicion all along.
What do you mean?
I mean, besides Peko and Hiyoko, Someone else was also at the beach house.
Someone else?
There is proof that establishes that fact. Try to remember it. I see!
Are you talking about the body discovery announcement?
Yep, that's right. I mean, didn't Monokuma say so earlier?
So, what about this time? Is it 3 people, including the killer, or not?
Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
That announcement is made when at least 3 people discover a body. And in this particular case, the killer, Peko, is not one of those 3. If that's the case, it would mean only Hiyoko and Kazuichi discovered the body, but...
I see. That leaves us 1 person short.
So that means there was one more person in the beach house!
Plus, the fact that Monokuma tried to hide that truth from us by being flexible with his own rules. That's such a vital clue that it could alter the outcome of the trial. Like an accomplice, for example.
No, that's not it.
Huh? Am I wrong?
Yes, from your basic way of thinking about it, you are wrong. Didn't I tell you? I'm just a tool. That means I'm just a simple tool to be used by that person.
Huh?
Therefore, that person would have the strongest motive out of anybody else here, right?
Did I go the wrong way again? Every time.
You're the only one! Is it Fuyuhiko?
I see. Now I finally see the connection. The connection between the motive and the incident.
But even if it's the motive, it's just a game, right? There's no reason to believe it's even true. Would you call a game like that a strong motive?
No, the events that occurred in the game should have definitely occurred in real life. That's overwhelming proof of that, too. Oh, there's overwhelming proof of that, too? Oh, the picture? Oh.
I can prove it with this! I didn't think it was necessary to confirm it if it didn't have anything to do with Mahiru's murder, but... there's no doubt that game is based on actual events. That much is clear if you saw the ending prize. The photos awarded for beating the game are not actual in-game screenshots. They're all actual photos, with the surrounding scenery cropped out. You knew all along, Fuyuhiko, didn't you? You knew whether or not the first victim in the game was actually your little sister, right? Because whoever beat the game first and received the ending prize.
Hey, what's with that envelope? What's inside? Shut up! What makes you think you have any right to question me?
It was the envelope, right? The person who received the ending prize. It was you, wasn't it?
If you were shown a photograph of your sister's dead body, you'd have no choice but to believe it. Even so, you wanted to deny the truth. That's why you sent those photos to Mahiru to confirm it.
Hey! Why are we talking about Fuyuhiko? Who cares? 'Cause Peko is the killer, right? But we already voted!
That's why I told you. You're all too late. As I said before, I exist as nothing more than a tool. I had no motive for killing Mahiru. No reason to kill. Not even the will to kill. I was simply used as a tool. As long as I am a tool, I cannot defy my orders.
Hey! What's going on? Can anyone give me a simpler explanation?
It means I'm not the killer. The true killer, who used me as their weapon to kill Mahiru Koizumi, was Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu.
What?
What the hell?!
I see. That's what you were aiming for all along.
No, I have no aim. But my young master does. My young master planned this from the start.
Young master?
That is the truth of this case. I'm sure you realize it by now, but it's too late. You cannot undo the vote.
That's a problem. If Pecco's allegation holds up, that means our vote was incorrect.
In that case, the person who gets to live is...
Just... me?
That's nuts! No matter how you look at it, that's completely insane!
How would Pecco be a tool in the first place? Pecco is a legitimate human being!
That's not for you to decide. It's for Monokuma. The votes have been cast. All we can do now is wait and see what Monokuma decides.
What the hell?
Okay, that was B. Which one did I do the worst at? 70 at 11. So, oh, I can't remember which one. Which one was that phase? Is there a way to look? No.
I'm in a bind, and what a bind it is. I guess for now, let's take a quick recess. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Oh my god. Oh, wait, okay, you're not talking. I have to do this for you. Okay.
Although there were some twists and turns along the way, the one who killed Mahiru Koizumi is...
Hold on a sec.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll wait. So sorry, I'm just hesitating.
Hey!
There's no need to hesitate. No matter how you look at it, Pecco's the killer. Why?
Hey!
Why? Well, that's obvious. You're not a tool. You're a freaking human being.
Well...
If I'm a human, then I'm not a tool. If that's what you're saying, you're wrong.
You just don't know.
Because you just don't know. You just don't know that there are people who only exist to be tools. People such as myself. Only exist to be tools?
Hey,
What does she mean, Fuyuhiko? Pecco and I grew up together. Are you two childhood friends then?
No.
It's completely different than that. Right after I was born and abandoned by my parents, the Kuzyu-kan clan took me in.
I am nothing but a tool.
They gave me a reason to exist. I am to fulfill my duty as the young master's property.
What?
Property, you say? It means she's a hitman arranged by my clan to work directly under me.
If my young master is attacked, I must defend him as his shield. If he intends to kill, I must be his sword.
Okay, can I just say, the picture on the top right is adorable. But besides that...
That is my only reason for living. Before I am human, I am my young master's tool, first and foremost. Until this body of mine can no longer move, I shall fulfill my duty until the very end.
That is...
You are wrong. You are not a tool, Peko. Because if you are a tool, then what was all that time we spent together?
Nothing.
Wow, cold. Okay.
Huh?
I was ordered by my young master to behave, just as I was ordered to interact with you all. What? Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. Right after we arrived on this island, that is what my young master ordered me to do.
You fiend!
That is why you were hiding your relationship, you mean?
No.
It's not as if that started the moment we arrived on this island. Before that, my young master has always told me to hide our relationship. My young master loathes lying on his household's power. He even hates me, the tool given to him by his household.
I am nothing but a tool.
No matter what I am told, I am nothing but a tool for killing. If my young master intends to kill, it is only natural for me to act as his tool. Then, the one who tried to kill Mahiru wasn't you. It was Fuyuhiko?
Damn it!
It is what it is. When I thought I beat that game, I was suddenly given these photographs.
Damn it!
I don't understand. Why is my sister in these photos?
Don't fuck with me!
And she's covered in blood. What does it mean? Why can't I remember? How come I don't even know if my sister is dead?
You...
Tried to confirm it with Mahiru, and that's why you wanted to talk to her.
So...
Yeah, I sent her the photo because I wanted to make sure she'd respond. But she never replied back to me. Not only that, she started avoiding me too.
But...
I'm pretty sure Mahiru was confused too. I mean, we all were. Before anyone played the game, we didn't even know this incident had happened. That's why, even if we were told that we are connected to it, there's no way we could accept it.
You know, when Mahiru spoke to Ibuki, she mentioned something about this. Sorry, I actually have plans to go to the beach with everyone.
Oh my!
Wait, you're not gonna go, Mahiru? If you want to talk about it there, it'd be totally fine. It's pretty important, so... You know, it'd be troubling to involve the others.
Huh?
You sound pretty serious. Serious or not, I can't really do anything about it on my own, so... I wanted someone to think about it with me.
But...
If I need to make amends, I would, but I don't even know how.
Are you serious?
That definitely sounds serious. I can cancel my beach plans for you. No, it's fine. It's important that everyone gets along anyway. Just tell them I'm not feeling well. Plus, it doesn't have to be today. There's always tomorrow.
Oh...
She wanted to discuss how to make amends, but Hyoko was the only one who accepted her invitation. I should have gone too.
But
it was rather convenient for you, wasn't it, Fuyuhiko? If you could make use of their plan to meet each other alone, you could easily lure Mahiru into a trap, right?
hey,
By calling both of them to the beach house, you were able to pin the blame on Hyoko.
What the?
Seriously, what the heck? An eye for an eye. That's the world I live in. My little sister was murdered. If the reason that happened was because of some person here,
damn it!
I have no choice but to kill that person on my sister's behalf, right?
And so...
My young master thought of a plan and executed it. I wanted to use a bat as a murder weapon because in the game, that's what was used to kill Girl E. For revenge, clubbing the person to death the same way my sister was killed just seemed to make sense. Even if it ruined my disguise, it was the only thing I could do to avenge my sister.
That is...
So that is why you killed Mahiru with a bat?
Yeah.
But still, I believed her up till the very last minute. That game was just a work of fiction. But even so, that bitch.
Hey,
If that game is actually real, are you the one who killed Girl E?
Why, you?
Hey, I don't want to hear about that.
but
The fact that your sister was killed is terrible. It's unfortunate, but
why?
you shouldn't have killed that girl.
Shut the hell up!
Who cares about that? Just answer me. What do you know about that game?
What are you saying?
You had no right to do that. Nobody has the right to judge others for their crimes. Revenge is just wrong.
Jeez.
It's weird for her to be saying that, even though she doesn't remember, and she hid the evidence. It's kind of like, oh, it's a weird thing coming from you. Want me to be honest? This whole time, I was acting like a coward. Even after I called over Mahiru, I was still trying to find an excuse to not go through with the plan. But after she said that to me, all went out the window. I got really pissed off and grabbed the metal bat that I hid under the bench. But at that moment, young master called for me and made me kill Mahiru.
Huh?
Young master, I am finished.
I'm sorry, but Yukiko's face right now is just hilarious.
What?
Are you saying that you killed because you were ordered to? A tool is not defined by its will, but by its actions. I don't get this at all.
Of course!
Well, of course you don't understand, because humans are completely different from one another. Everyone's birthplace and upbringing is different. It's obviously impossible for them to understand each other. So everyone just pretends to understand and pretends to be understood.
Be quiet.
Hey, you're too annoying. Can you just be quiet?
Yes, indeed!
Okie dokie, I'll be quiet.
Afterwards, just as my young master planned, I proceeded to tamper with the scene of the crime. However, I also considered the possibility of being found out. So in order to get you guys to make the wrong choice, I decided to make use of that serial killer story.
It cannot be!
You insisted that you were sparkling justice in order to make us hasten our votes. So, we fell for it. We fell for a trick all along. That's right. You guys had made the wrong decision. You voted me, a mere tool, as the killer, unaware that my young master was the true killer.
That's obviously wrong!
Hold on! Don't act like our loss has been decided yet.
No.
It should be decided already, isn't that right, Monokuma?
This is troubling!
I'll admit, all this talk about Peko being a tool sounds pretty persuasive. When you approach it from various angles, it makes sense that Fuyuhiko is actually the true killer.
Hold on! I'm telling you to hold on!
I see.
So for Peko, Fuyuhiko himself is your true hope then. On his behalf, you killed Mahiru, and now you're trying to sacrifice us so that you can protect him.
Great!
You would only go that far because he's your one and only hope.
Wrong.
I have no hope. I am just a tool. Well, even if we ask her, she'll probably just play dumb anyway.
Now then!
So I'm going to ask someone else. Hey, Fuyuhiko, what do you think?
Huh?
About what?
Hey,
Is Peko just a tool to you? Using that tool, surviving by sacrificing Peko and the rest of us. Is that your hope?
What?
Hold on!
What's the use of asking something like that?
what?
You seem distressed. A mere tool doesn't panic like that, right?
Jeez.
Peko, be honest. Are you trying to protect Fuyuhiko of your own free will?
Hey,
Fuyuhiko, can you tell me the truth? The fact that she killed on your behalf, the fact that she lied to us by acting like the killer, are those all things you ordered her to do? Is that the truth?
Huh?
Fuyuhiko?
Yeah.
I know you hate our guts, but
Huh?
if you listen to Peko, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
I...
Young master.
You just have to tell the truth. I was only following your orders. You just have to tell them that. Fuyuhiko, you mentioned this before, but... in this kind of situation, interacting with others will just shorten your lifespan. Those idiots, Byakuya and Teru, are proof of that. Plus, it'd be frustrating to be held back by affection when it's my time to kill. You're still saying that? Of course, I'll sacrifice the lives of everyone here if it guarantees my survival. You don't really feel that way, right? You're not that kind of person. Because if you were, you wouldn't be hesitating like you are now, right?
Young master!
There's no need to hesitate, young master. Please, just tell them the truth. Young master, you were the one who ordered me. I just did as I was told because I am your tool. Fuyuhiko, this could be considered your ultimate choice. Regardless, either way, you'll still lose Peko, but...
Hey.
If you insist you're the killer just as she said, you can sacrifice us and survive alone. Or, would you rather reject Peko and fight alongside us against despair? Which one will be your hope? Let's hear what you have to say.
Damn it!
Young master, I am finished.
You? What the hell did you do? You already know, right? What's going to happen after you kill someone?
I did it because I know. There is no way I can let that happen to you.
Hey, Peko. Do you remember what I told you when we first arrived on this island? Our professional relationship doesn't exist on this island. We're just fellow high school students now. You need to run. Got it? Just let me take the fall so you can get away.
Young master, that is impossible.
Shut up! I'm ordering you not to worry about me!
There is no way I cannot worry about you. I am my young master's tool. A tool to protect my young master. Without an owner, a tool serves no purpose.
God damn it, we are done with that crap! Why won't you listen to what I'm saying?!
Regardless, I will not flee. Besides, I'm fairly certain they'll discover the truth soon enough.
Then, why did you...
I have a plan.
Huh? A plan?
Please do not worry. I promise I will keep my young master alive and return him safely home.
You idiot. What do you intend to do?
I intend to fulfill my duty as your tool. Now please, go! Hiyoko will be waking up soon. After you leave, I must block the door to the road with Mahiru's body. Hurry!
Damn it. You better run away. Got it? Just forget about me! Forget about the Kuzuryu clan! You better escape!
So how about it for you, Hiko? Please, tell me the truth.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Peko. I guess I couldn't go through with it after all.
Young master!
I'm a disgrace.
Because if that's actually what I have to do to survive, I just feel ashamed of myself. It'd mean I can't live without depending on something. I'd just feel disgusted with myself.
Peko.
And if I admit to that, it means you really are just a tool to me. How many times did I tell you, I don't want a tool given to me by the Kuzuru clan?
Young master!
His voice is making me lose my...
Uh-oh!
Oh my! So this is how it turned out?
Too bad!
And here I thought it'd be more brutal and heartless. Man, how disappointing. Which means everything happened thanks to her meddlesome actions.
Why you?
There's no way a human that meddlesome could ever be considered a tool.
Hey,
Monokuma, you knew all along, didn't you? You knew about what Peko and Fuyuhiko discussed.
jeez.
Huh, it's obvious now. I mean, that's why you have surveillance cameras. You were just having fun, huh?
And even if it was an act of desperation, Peko's claim was surprisingly interesting. You're actually the first to try to influence the outcome of the trial like that. But too bad. You're definitely the killer. Peko, the tool with a heart, is the killer.
Sorry.
Peko, I'm sorry I couldn't fulfill your request. Even though you did all that to provide me the chance to survive. But I had a feeling it would turn out like this.
Huh?
Young master!
You have a kind heart, despite being a Yakuza. That's why you question your position and constantly worry about it. For you to sacrifice someone else just to escape by yourself, I believe you wouldn't accept that so easily. We've been together ever since we were children. Even a tool would understand that.
What?
Then why?
Even so,
I wanted
you to
Oh,
escape.
never mind. You're gonna say that for yourself. I wanted to protect you.
Peko.
I am terribly sorry.
I will not be able to serve by your side until the very end, young master.
Goodbye.
And I'm sorry for what I've done to you all, too. It may be a selfish request, but please forgive my young master.
And please do not cause a senseless killing such as this ever again.
Of course.
Peko?
That will do. Monokuma, why don't you start it already?
I will never feel despair.
As long as I am a tool, I am fully prepared to die.
So cool!
But will you be able to maintain that composure until the very end? People who act as proud as you always shed tears of despair in the end. Now then, let's begin!
Young Master Fuyuhiko.
Please permit me to make one final selfish request.
So,
Didn't I tell you not to call me young master?
I want you to remember.
The tool, Peko Pekoyama, who used to stand beside you. I would like it if you remembered that. That's it. How many times do you have to keep? I don't need any tools. You did say that.
Let's begin. The punishment time brimming with despair.
jeez.
Why don't you get it yet?
Thrills, chills, kills!
This time for the ultimate swordswoman, Peko Pekoyama.
Why?
You stayed by my side all this time. Why don't you get it?
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
I
never needed a sword or a shield.
I never needed a tool. So... You didn't need to become a tool.
Let's give it everything we've got!
You just needed to be yourself. I never wanted a tool. I just wanted you. Only you.
Young master?
Why? Why couldn't you understand? We've always been together ever since we were kids!
Let's go! It's punishment time!
Please, Peko. Don't go! I need you! Don't leave me!
Young master? Young master!
Okay, well that got heartbreaking. Okay, what is the punishment gonna be? I'm sorry, they both died?
That is impossible!
Even Fuyuhiko? This is bad. This shouldn't be allowed. People dying so easily, falling like dominoes. Bastard! What is this? This can't be. This is a lie, right? I'm not doing that. No. I'm not doing the long stream. Oh no, he does it for both of them.
Such a waste.
For heaven's sake. This is just the worst. Jeez, what a waste. I mean, I guess... I'm assuming Monokuma set that up because she's not afraid of dying, so her punishment would have been killing Fuyuhiko. I mean, that's what I'm assuming that's what Monokuma planned. This conclusion, what a waste. This is why she should have discussed it with me. Dude,
damn
come out! It was supposed to be a clash between two hopes, but it was crushed into something so unpalatable.
Oh.
You're still talking about that?
You!
The hell is wrong with you? Aren't you pissed that two of your friends got killed?
Such despair.
I am pissed. And I even feel sad and hopeless. But still,
Isn't that right?
it's going to be alright. This despair is worthless. Even this despair is just a ladder to a bright, shining future that awaits us. The higher the ladder, the brighter we can shine. That is the unmistakable truth.
Calling me a liar, huh? You say some pretty interesting things. In a way, your misguided thoughts of what hope should be remind me of him.
I don't really understand what you're saying.
Listen carefully.
Anyway, I shall make a declaration. We will definitely destroy you. The hopes of all the ultimates here will definitely, completely, utterly destroy you. There won't even be a strand of cotton left when we're done with you. That's your future. How much longer are you planning to say such stupid things? Don't you understand? Even Fuyuhiko died, you know?
Not yet.
He's still alive? What? What?
What?
Everyone!
Fuyuhiko is still alive.
You serious?
Migo yelled. Frantically, we rushed over to Fuyuhiko's side. Oh dear God.
He's still breathing.
Is he gonna be okay?
Do something! Hey! You need to save him! Hey!
I'm trying! But his blood, he won't stop bleeding out! His pulse is getting weaker!
Can't you do anything about it? God damn it!
Well, serves him right.
You're so stupid!
Were you filled with hope at the thought of saving her yourself? That's why you ended up like that.
You stupid brother!
What are you so laid back about? You need to hurry up and save him.
I don't believe it!
Huh? A surprise order?
What the heck?
Why do I have to burn my precious calories just to save some Yakuza scum?
That's wrong!
Your duty is to save him.
Huh?
Duty?
Hey!
Because it's written in the school trip rules.
If the Blackened is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed.
If only the Blackened gets executed, then Fuyuhiko shouldn't be allowed to be executed. Well, if I could, I would do something about it right now. But since my magic stick was taken away, I'm practically powerless.
Hey!
But you should be able to do it.
Silence for me.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, I guess I have no choice.
Fine.
Well, there's no way I can violate a rule, even if it's me.
So,
Fine then, I'll save him.
Really?
like...
Yeah, I was actually gonna do that all along, so I've already prepared for this. Prepared?
What? And that's when it happened. The siren began ringing from out of nowhere, and gradually grew closer and closer.
An ambulance?
Just leave the rest to me, Dr. Killgood.
Dr. Killgood, you've already killed your patient.
We gotta get this patient to the Monokuma Hospital ER and get him under 24-hour observation stat! So, I'll see you later!
What hospital? Wait. Oh, new area. And after he said that, the ambulance containing Monokuma Fuyuhiko vanished from our sight.
Oh,
Is it really gonna be okay to leave this to Monokuma?
Damn it.
It can't be helped. It's not like there was any other way.
perhaps.
He's gonna be fine. He's probably gonna get better and come back to us again. You're right. He's definitely gonna come back and talk a lot of smack as if nothing happened. Then, all we can do is wait.
Why do we have to wait for him? I mean, he caused Mahiru's death, you know.
However, we must put that aside since Peko has already been punished. Or else we will not be able to advance forward.
Fall, my tears.
There are no second chances in life. We cannot return to what has already transpired. There is no other way than to move forward, like an arrow of light piercing through the darkness.
Damn it!
I guess. Things aren't as exciting if a shit-stirrer like him ain't around. I didn't realize it, but I was wishing for that too. From the bottom of my heart, I really wanted him to return. Why are you yelling? Are you just randomly yelling his name? Fuyuhiko! Just like on the knees shouting to the sky. I don't want anyone else to be sacrificed. And so, the class trial ended. But we still can't see the real ending that we really wanted yet. When that finally arrives, what will happen to us by then? No matter where I look, no matter what possibilities I look for, I can't see our future, not even a speck. As if we were in a boat, floating unreliably in a vast dark sea. We were just left there alone. Only one word could explain our situation. Despair. We couldn't find a more suitable word than that. Oh, something gonna change with the timer? Okay.
You guys can see it, right? You can see this countdown too? 4 people are already gone. We took our time preparing the hope fragments, but now we're no longer able to gather them.
I'm sorry, what?
Honestly, I'm not so sure anymore. Whether it's better if we let them leave this island, or if we shouldn't let them escape. For those kids, which option is hope and which is despair? But I guess there's no time to hesitate. If this countdown reaches 0, that guy will probably take over our plan's final stage as well. What lies beyond that is the foul resurrection of the ultimate despair, and the continuation of the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That cannot be allowed! We must prevent that by any means necessary. Even if we have to pay the ultimate price, I will definitely prevent it by any means. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope.
That's the end of chapter 2. Now I'm assuming... Okay, for a minute there I really thought they killed Fuyuhiko. I'm like, did we just get rid of another student so quickly? Obtained Black Dragon Blade. Too late. Please don't add the word justice to your updated title for the stream. Yeah, it's too late. It's been in there. You just haven't noticed. I've already edited it in. Would you like to save progress? Oh, come on. Save. Okay. So I'm imagining I have a few more reading to do before it'll let me stop at the stopping point I actually want. No one's here, right?
Man, I can totally see it now. Those idiots. I can't wait to see the surprised look on their dumb faces. But they'll probably be happy about it. They'll probably be very, very happy. Alrighty?
Is it trying to claim she's the traitor? Or the person she's talking to?
Ahem! Hope's Peak Academy School Trip Executive Committee has an announcement to make. Good morning, everyone! Now then,
Blah, blah,
let's
blah,
show...
blah. Okay, let's go on. Morning, huh? In the end, I was so worried about Fuyuhiko that I couldn't sleep. Involving himself in Pekko's execution like that, suffering all those wounds. Is he really going to live? And was it really okay to leave him in Monokuma's care? Worry has consumed my heart. You know what I'm worried about? I keep looking over at that shelf and I see one thing missing. Anyway, concentrating on what I should be concentrating on. My body feels terribly burdened. But that worry ends here. There's no way I can just lay here and do nothing. Loosening my stiff body, I slowly sat up in bed. I guess I should head over to the restaurant. That's right, just do it. I should meet up with everyone at the restaurant first, and then we'll question Monokuma afterward. I'm definitely going to find out if Fuyuhiko is safe or not. Oh, good. No more talking. Okay, we can, what? No, not the transcript. Okay, first off, pets. Pet, you doing okay? Everything is good? Do you want a present? I don't think I have anything extra to give you, though. Okay. So, just looking at the report card. So we are 2 away from Gundam Tanaka's ultimate hope fragment thing or whatever. Or in order to get the thing. She's gone. She's gone. I'm just like looking who's left to get a fragment from. Well, I guess there is Nagito. But I don't actually think, besides maybe the beginning. Wait, did we actually ever have a chance to hang out with him? I'm trying to remember. Either way, I'm going to end the set here. So, next, there will be, since we're not doing a class trial or investigation, there will be a set next Thursday unless I'm doing overtime at work. Oh boy. Either way, thank you for liking if you like. Thank you for commenting if you commented. Thank you for subscribing if you subscribed. Thank you for favoriting if you favorited. Thank you for simply clicking on this video. Until next time, guys. See ya!
You